Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife, Kara.
Hello.
And today we are checking out the new Envy alongside the old Envy.
Alright guys, before we get started, I just want to quickly mention that if you would like to support our channel, we have a whole group of affiliate links from Amazon below in our description. All that means is that there's a couple links that we choose for things we like, knives you see in the video, our size comparisons, things like that. You can click on those links. It won't cost you a dime extra, but we will get a portion of those proceeds and it'll help support the channel for something you might already be buying anyway, which is super great for us because we have a lot of shipping costs and travel costs associated with this channel. So we would really appreciate it if you want to check those links out in the description, and you don't even have to buy the items we link. You can get whatever you'd like and it would really help us out. Let's get on to that review.
Also, we did start a Patreon, so check that out too. Alright, so the Envy 2. I've been so envious of this knife because I already had the Envy #1, which I named Lenore. So Lenore has been, I love this knife, first of all.
Should I insert vintage clip of how it got made?
Let's not do that. Maybe in a different clip. It's pretty funny, by the way, but it's kind of embarrassing too, because I did not know she was filming me. What are we gonna name this?
I don't know. Tell me a name. First thing that comes to your mind. First thing.
No, Roseman, but it's better.
Nor's Woman. Because it's better.
I was said Norseman.
Yeah.
The Norse lady.
Yeah!
Lady Norse.
Lady Norse.
Lady Norse. And make it sound like one word, Lady Norse. Lady Norse. Lady Norse. It sounds like what noise.
It sounds like later noise.
Yeah. Letter noise. With the letter noise. You will get fucked up fucking with the letter noise. Lenore. Sounds like Lenore's. Her name's Lenore. So anyway, so this is the MV1. This is designed by Dave Warren. And this is a Chinese-made knife by Tuya. But Dave Warren is the USA distributor and designer. This is the new cases. Let me show this really quick. This is the old case that the #1 came in. All their high-end knives are coming in these hard plastic cases, which are very nice. So I just want to show this really quick. Underneath here, I do have his card, and these are very good cloths. The knife cloths that come in these are really, really nice. All right, let's get to the knives. So there is a bunch of differences with, obviously, with the #2, because it's the #2. The #1.
Should we talk about the one really quick?
Yeah, the #1 had a Japanese style tanto.
Flat grind.
Flat grind.
Colors.
Colors, and they only made 100 of, only 100 of this color. They made 10 in a grayish blue. Go ahead, baby.
Geared backspacer. And
the fuller,
blood groove.
The fuller that you could finger flick off of.
Yep.
You had to go a little low with it. So let me show you really quick.
Wait, let me get focused.
You had to go a little low with this. But now this knife is sold out. This is number 31. You can see the M390 titanium. Really awesome knife. Amazing action. And I'm going to explain why.
The action's going to be different too, so.
Not really, though. The action's pretty similar, but I'm going to explain why. Okay, so now all the changes, because everybody wanted a drop point blade, which is what you get with this. And the #1 was pretty thick behind the edge. Not no more with this sweet hollow grind. This gets down to about 14, 15 thousandths behind the edge. Super slicey. And then it does have the dual grind, so it gets thicker up on the tip for, I guess, prying purposes, or, you know, just overuse of the tip, you know, slicing and stuff like that, your roll cuts. It's almost a straight back, but it does have a little bit of a drop point. Not much.
It does, though. If you run your finger, you can feel it go down. It's
still M390, all titanium, and they're making more than 100 of these. This is number 140. Show them where the number is.
Right in here, if you look.
You have a flashlight.
You could see it originally. Yeah, let me get a little light here. right, well, yeah, keep it like that.
Right
Perfect.
there.
You can see 140 down there. So that is the backside of the backspacer, which isn't geared.
So that's one of the changes, or another one of the changes. They had this geared. I didn't mind it. It doesn't bother my hand.
Sad that one's gone.
So I think some people were complaining that this was a little sharp in the palm.
Oh,
not for my hands.
Poor hands.
To me, it just gripped my hand. That was it. But some people complained, so now it's nice and smooth. But the size of this knife is 3 1/4 inch blade, so it's not a really big knife. It's pretty much just perfect. This is like
for everybody, this size. This is one of those knives that I like to say is like a big knife, but also for little people. It just kind of fits into everyone's hand. Like look at it in my hand. Like we didn't have no problems here. Like we're
get
good.
Your sleeve off of it. Maybe they could see. There you go.
We're good. You see? No crazy links hanging out the back. I can choke up.
A little bit.
I can.
She can.
And yeah, this is great. This little belly it's got going on here, a scale belly. That's the technical term for that, is the scale belly.
Okay.
Okay, and it fills your hand out really nice, even if you got a small hand. So it's great.
Yeah, it works in my hand too, even with larger size hands. You
have two hands.
It fits. Yeah, I do have 2 of them.
Yeah.
It fits really good. Super comfortable. You have this the jimping right here where you have the up sweep for your thumb.
I love that. That sits so
really
ergonomic.
well, and almost like when you're pinching it like this part kind of sits in your palm. Really nice. So
good thing you don't have those gears just tearing up your skin.
the ergos are amazing with this.
Yeah, they are.
The access to the lock bar, very, very easy. It does have a lot of internal milling, so it's pretty damn light. Let me see if I can let you guys see this. I know you guys know what internal milling is, but I'm going to show you
Maybe
anyways.
not. Don't assume.
Just really quick. But you see the cutouts in there? So what it does is it makes it...
Go back the other way. You can see it.
See all the milling? Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
So what it does, it takes the weight off of it, so it is nice and light. It does have a nice lanyard hole. In the lanyard hole, it's not bad because... Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's
really
big,
just a continuation of the scale. It doesn't really...
But it works as a dual purpose for, a palm sweller, so it's just nice in your palm. Since you do have a nice access to the lock bar, it's really easy to disengage and then super duper smooth. And now to explain the detent, because the action on this thing... amazing.
Well, can I say something? When I said that the action was going to be a little different, and you're like, well, maybe not or whatever, the only reason I said that was because I read on something from Dave Warren that he said the action on these new ones is supposed to be not as slam shut as the old one. This old one right here, let me show them really quick, is guillotine. It's just wham.
I find that this one's the exact same. It just drops straight shut. I almost find this one drops shut.
I accidentally ordered 2 of these, and so I got to touch both of them, and one of them was dropping slower than the other. It was a bit more hydraulic. So I don't know if...
I find that they're all really hydraulic. It has a nice... It just drops right shut, but not so fast to where it's stupid. It almost like drops nice and slow.
Stop moving for a sec so I can focus. Thanks.
Until it clicks in, which I find is really, really sweet. Now, getting back to the action. First off, Tuya has great placement for their fingers, for where you put your finger to hit the flipper tab. And then coupled with that, it has a very large ceramic detent ball. And having a very large ceramic detent ball, it just makes it where it has... I wouldn't call it a strong, like too strong of a detent, because it's not a strong detent. It's a perfect detent. It's literally where anybody can grab this. Even somebody with, say, weak fingers and isn't good at flipping knives can grab this and shoot it right out.
So you got weak fingers? This one's for you.
I have a buddy at work.
Does he have weak fingers?
Yes, he's used to assisted knives. And with the assisted knives, he always has that where he can just go like this and it shoots out. So that's what he's used to. So every time I hand him a knife, no matter what type of knife it is, if it's a thumb stud, he goes like this. He goes like this. And then he swings out. That's exactly how he does them every time.
Wrist flick.
So with these, he goes like this, and then he goes like that every time. Now I handed him this knife, and he right out, and it was like, whoa, and loved it. And so that it's just the action on these things are top notch. Like you can't get any better. The detent's perfect. The placement for the finger, for where you put your finger. Now Nick Shabazz did call this knife a gem. He just recently, I don't know when I'm putting this up, so he recently posted a video, called it a gem. Pretty much everybody who's had this knife in their hand and used it has called it a great knife. Now the couple things that he I'm not even going to speak about, but that he had on his bads, because he didn't have any what's the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly. He didn't have no uglies, but he had a couple bads. Now I would agree with a couple of them, with some of them I kind of disagree. The one he said didn't have a detent ball, a reverse detent ball. It doesn't matter, because I feel like there is one, but even if there's not, look at this. That's me pushing slow. That's me pushing light. Yeah, you couldn't really see one, but the thing is the reason why he couldn't really tell is because you can't really feel it. If you want to go slow, you can easily see. I just clicked past it. Now, if it needed one really bad, this would swing shut. So it doesn't really need one if it doesn't have one. So, and okay, the next thing though, the one thing I do agree with him on is this sharpening choil. Could have been just a little bit bigger, because if you really look at it, let me see if I can get this to show up. There's a tiny bit of smile. I have not sharpened this one yet. Normally, I don't like to do a review until I sharpen, but I already know. I'm too excited, and I already have this knife, so I do understand. And so it's gonna create a tiny bit of a smile. Now, if they would have just went up to there would have been no problems with it. It would have been just fine. And then you'd also have a little tiny bit more room for your finger. So they could have helped out the sharpening tool just a little bit, but it's not horrible. It's not nothing to make any check marks against this knife. All right, the pocket clip works great. This one I felt like was a little light on the strength, but this one's perfect. It goes in and out of the pocket super easily. It sits not too deep, but like right there, because you see how the hole goes up like right to the bottom of that screw. So that's basically where it's at. So you have just enough to pinch right there.
Can I show something?
And remember, this isn't a really large knife. It's a medium-sized knife, so...
Okay. Also, if you look right here, smiley face. You can never unsee that with the 2 screws in the backspacer. Do you see that? Bang, bang, bang.
But yeah, all the milling all the way around, it's done so beautifully. We're going to start anodizing knives soon, and I absolutely will not be doing this one. I love the color of the raw titanium. It's all titanium, just so you guys know, too. Titanium, titanium hardware, all T8s, all the way around. Everything is just done to perfection with this knife, and I absolutely love it. This blade is so beautiful. It's a great slicer, just a great knife all around. So definitely very happy about this knife, and it's just that much more better than the original one.
More better?
Yeah, just, you know, it's just got them points right above it, having the thinner edge, you know, and just the little tiny details. So it is that much better. Thank you guys for checking us out.
Bang.
Hopefully you guys stayed all the way till now. Hey.
And if you did, like, subscribe, and click the
Anybody
bell.
who's made it all the way to here, shout out to Dave Warren down in the comments.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.